Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Boss Generation Live. I'm Candace, and I'm the founder and CEO of Boss Generation, an organization dedicated to addressing the student loan debt burden that disproportionately impacts Black women and women of color. So I'm super excited today because we're going to be talking about student debt and how it relates to financial anxiety. And so it looks like our guest, um, Mercedes Abreu from Say La Vie Wellness, an expert wellness coach. Hi.
Well, hello, beautiful. How are you?
I am fine, gorgeous. How are you?
I am just, it's Friday. We hit those goals, so it's very soon time to replenish.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I am super excited to be talking with you today because we're going to be talking about um, student loan debt and its impacts, and specifically around financial anxiety. And so, yeah, so just super excited to have you. I know you're going to drop some knowledge on us today. And so, why don't we just get this thing started? And so, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Wonderful. Good place to start. And first, thank you for having me. I love everything that you're doing, Candace. You're doing beautiful work in the lives of many.
Thank
So I want to
you.
thank you first. So my name is Mercedes Abreu, and I am a wellness coach and mental health therapist.
Hmm.
I actually completed my master's in marriage, family, and child therapy in 2009. It feels like forever ago. Since then, I've worked with a diverse population, everything from severe mental illness to individuals who are just trying to take it from one level to the next as far as well-being. Individuals, couples, families. I've worked with adolescents who are in the legal system.
Mm.
So a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
And then right now, currently, I have my private practice. So I provide therapy, well-being coaching,
Okay.
public speaking, and then I also do a lot of prevention groups all throughout Denver. What is prevention? It's basically teaching us the tools to live a life of well-being in hopes of not reaching a crisis,
Hmm.
and also trying to do away with that stigma associated with mental health. So, yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Yeah.
little bit about me.
Yes. Yes. Well, I love that. I love how you are proactively, through your work, really working hard to address that stigma because,
Hmm.
unfortunately, there is a stigma, when it comes to admitting that you need a little help, and a little
Yeah.
support when it comes to being able to effectively manage your emotions and your thoughts. And so, kudos to you. Love the work.
Thank you. Hey, we know we need to lock together to
Yes,
make a difference. So that's
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. So, just curious, what led you to the work? Why did you become a therapist and well-being coach?
Well, I believe it started with intrigue. As that child, I was that child that probably every mom and dad maybe would not want as far as the why child.
Oh yes.
Everything, if mom were to tell me do this, I would, but why? I wanted to know the purpose, the meaning in it. And then I think it turned into a passion. I was very intrigued and passionate about individuals, people. Why do we do what we do?
Yes.
Why do we end up in the same pattern and circumstances, even if it didn't work for us?
Mhm.
So it intrigued me, became a passion. And then later on, I realized, wow, this is my gift. So it was a beautiful transition to get me there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. No, I love that so much. And so I'm specifically curious. I know that you talked about you work with a variety of clients and just really on a spectrum of a variety of issues. But I
Mhm.
really want to specifically talk about financial anxiety. So first of all, what is it and does it really exist?
Okay, well, let's start with anxiety. When we think about anxiety, where does that even come from? Anxiety usually is triggered by the unknown, right?
Mhm.
From like a feeling of feeling out of control, like we don't know what to expect, or maybe it's a fear, or
Mm,
maybe the outcome, the situation reminds us of another situation that caused us pain or
mhm.
discomfort. So anxiety in itself is real. Financial anxiety is any type of fear that's associated, that's connected with money. Okay.
Okay.
So I want to take it a little bit further. We need to know what is our relationship with money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when do we ask ourselves that? Because we have a relationship with money, whether it's something that started now or from childhood. We relate money. Think about this. When you think of money, do you think of lack or do you think of plenty, abundance? When you
Mm-hmm.
think of money, does it give you stress and anxiety or do you feel peaceful and blessed and comfortable? So we have to think about what is our relationship with money first.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love how you talk about just, when we even think about it, what kind of
Right,
feelings, comes up for us, right? Like, is it a sense of abundance and a sense of plenty? Or depending upon the situation that we may find ourselves in, is it a feeling of lack and just not
right.
having enough of it? So yes, absolutely. So then,
Yeah.
that definitely just transitions right into really about just the work that Bosch Generation does, right? Like we exist because we are working very hard to make sure that we proactively address student loan debt and how it disproportionately impacts Black women and women of color. So I'm just
Right.
curious when it comes to student loan debt, and when it comes to financial anxiety, what are some of those symptoms or what are some of those ways that financial anxiety can manifest emotionally, specifically how it relates to student debt.
Okay. Well, let's look at three different areas. Okay. First of all, when we think of financial debt, like student loans and whatnot,
Yes.
financial student loans are such a tremendous strain on most borrowers now. I mean, it's a huge debt that we're taking out, right? So that's
Yeah.
number one.
Yes.
Number two is financial strain in itself is such an impact on our well-being mentally and emotionally. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just a fact, no matter what it is, when we have financial stress, it's going to affect us.
Yeah.
And thirdly, as far as think about income, income is not rising at the level as the cost of higher education. So
Yes.
that right there is just, it's not matching up. So if we think about those three areas, then we think about how does it show up in our lives?
Mm-hmm.
It might show up in our relationships, some relationship strain when there's financial strain, right?
Definitely.
It might show up, it might show up in the fact that when we feel we do not have control over a situation, we tend to find another area in our life to control. It might be the relationship. It might be our bodies, overly working out.
Right.
It might be eating habits. Maybe we're getting a little over organized and trying to control something. So it comes out physically, emotionally, mentally in our relationships. It does show up one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. And I have to be honest, because one of the reasons why I created this organization was to really, set aside any sort of stigma and really, to stare down the idea of addressing this particular issue or navigating the issue of student loan debt, but doing it siloed and doing it in ways where you feel like you're alone. And so I
Right.
have definitely, just listening to you talk about those different ways that financial anxiety can manifest. I mean, yes, I can be honest and transparent and say I've definitely experienced some of those as well. So I just appreciate you naming those things that we might think are okay, right? Like who'd have thought, well, I'm working out, I'm working on my body, but it could be a way of like avoiding and,
Mhm.
trying not to, stare down this particular issue. So I appreciate
Right.
you. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
So curious then, at what point would you recommend that someone would need to seek help, right? Like at this point, I'm showing different um, um, perhaps adverse effects. Like maybe I am struggling like with sleeping or overeating or whatever, right? Like at what point would you suggest I need to, we us, we need to get some help?
Right, right. Great question. So I believe all times are the right time. Okay. So first
Okay.
of all, if we in a perfect world, we'd say prevention. So think
Mhm.
ahead, plan ahead of the what ifs, and set yourself up for success.
Mhm.
One thing I want to add on that area as we talk about a couple of other timing as far as when to seek help is think about this. Whoever is listening to this or whoever this might reach, you are probably in a position that you are trying to elevate. You're trying to break patterns, generational patterns, right? You're trying to be better than what you experienced or better than your own life. You're trying to elevate. So that's, I commend you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
However, if we do not have the guidance or the skills or the knowledge or believe we are worthy, we are not setting ourselves up for success. We are going to face an obstacle. So the more we know ourselves and we plan ahead, we will set ourselves up for success. And on that note, we are worthy and we are capable of that. Like we are worthy of having a good life and living our dreams. We are. We need to set ourselves up for success. We need to seek the resources, the outcomes, the support, the knowledge, the self-awareness, all of it. So my answer is plan ahead. Now, if we are already in that space and we're no longer planning ahead, that's okay as well. Anytime is the right time to Google, do a search,
Yeah.
call your financial advisor,
Yeah.
check in with your therapist or a wellness coach, find a support group, whatever it is to give you the support and the resources so that you can reach your goals. Don't let negative thinking patterns or negative ways from your past affect your future.
Now see. You start talking about, okay, now you start talking about,
It's real.
things. Yes. Well, you kept
Real.
mentioning, that idea of worthiness and that idea of just, having that mindset that, yes, I do deserve great things and I do deserve to live a life that is best for me. And that includes having financial security and stability and economic empowerment. So, listen, you're talking about this worthiness now. You're gonna have to come back and we can do a whole
Let's do
a
this. Let's
whole
do this.
another
You
talk.
know, we need to, and we need to hear it ourselves and others,
Yes.
and we need reminders. I had a client return to me, and it's really, and when I asked her how things are going, she goes, everything is actually going great. And I'm like, why is she coming to me? She says, I don't want to sabotage it. That's that self-worth.
Yes.
So there's no timing. We just need to know ourselves and we need to just get the help that we need.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that and we're gonna do a whole nother session on self-worth and confidence.
Let's do this. Let's do
Yes.
this.
Well, since we're talking about, just having the guts, to stare it down and to really make sure that we are doing everything we can um, to have a financially secure life and just to have that sense of total well-being. Would love for
Right.
you to share 3 tips for folks, and particularly 3 tips for folks, both individuals who are currently in undergrad, because we do serve 18 and up, essentially. We do serve undergrad women as well as folks who have graduated and points beyond. So, three
Right.
tips for women in undergrad, graduate school, well into their careers and beyond. Just 3 tips on how to manage and navigate financial anxiety if we find ourselves experiencing it.
Okay. Okay. Number 1, self-awareness. Okay. And this goes for if you're currently beginning your career as far as your higher education, or if you've completed it and you're walking your way into the work field.
Yes.
Know yourself. Know when you need help. Know your triggers. Know what causes you to stop and to start sabotaging. Just know yourself. So however you need to do that, self-help books, seeking counseling, therapy, self-reflection, meditation, whatever you need to know to begin to know yourself. I believe that that is the core to any elevation we want to do in life. So know yourself. Okay. Secondly, I would say it is a budget. So make sure you create a budget that you're recognizing, whether it's now or later when those student loans begin to show themselves. What is my bottom level that I need to make this amount to be comfortable, to be okay? So know your budget. Okay. And then also seek out resources. So I would start right now, whether you're in it, you're paying loans, or there are so many resources. And I'm just now coming to grips with it myself, and my loans are since '09, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of resources out there.
Mm.
So get help, get help to either consolidate or whatnot. So that's just with the financial strain. With anxiety in itself, learn tools. I mean, yoga, meditation, breathing techniques, focusing on what you can control versus what you cannot. Healthy boundaries so that you don't have individuals or circumstances in your life that are triggering feelings of anxiety. You can go on, but it's
Yeah.
just going to depend on you and your unique situation.
Absolutely. No, that's wonderful. Definitely, the boundaries, being really clear about who's around you and just, I think too, just being intentional about who you put around you. So that way you're moving forward with your goals and not feeling like you're taking multiple steps backwards. So absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Well, before we wrap up, I would love for you to give us an encouraging word.
An encouraging word. Remember this,
Yeah.
okay? As I mentioned a bit earlier, that you are worthy and
Okay.
you are capable of living your best life and becoming your best self. You are completely worthy. You might not have the tools or the awareness of it right now, but
Mhm.
you are worthy. So set yourself up to live that life. We only get one life as we know it, right? We get one
Yes.
life, and you deserve to live it well.
Mhm.
So that's what I will leave you with. You're so worthy and capable.
Yes, absolutely. So worthy and capable. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing these gems with us today. Folks, be sure to find out more ways to get involved with Bosch Generation and stay connected with us. And definitely, in terms of resources and supports, we do provide a variety of workshops and events such as IG Live and just really trying to create this robust community of women who are so serious about reaching their
Mhm.
goals and especially fighting student loan debt, and we're looking to do that collectively, and so you are not alone. So definitely connect with
Right.
us, link in bio. And then would love for you, Mercedes, why don't you tell folks how they can connect with you as well?
Sure. Actually, you can first find me right here on Instagram. I'm under Selah V Wellness. My actual website is Selah, so it's SELAH V Wellness at what is my .org. Okay, there we go. So SelahVWellness.org,
Yeah.
and yeah, on there you can reach me on all my social media. It has my number, my contact information. I welcome that. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Mhm.
All righty. Well, thanks again, Mercedes. It is always an extreme pleasure to chat with you. And to everyone else, thanks so much for joining in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.